Hello guys. Today I'm going to be talking about what I think Call of Duty Cold War Zombies is gonna be like. So let's just get right into it. So first I'm gonna start off with what we know so far and like leaks, all that stuff. So in the very first teaser, when they initially revealed the game, they showed a little clip of a guy with a pistol tilted. I'll put it on the screen right now. He had his pistol tilted, and it looked exactly. He was going up a stairwell. The stairwell looked exactly the same as Nocturne Toten. You know, in that little help room right where you spawn in, it was exactly the same as that. And then we heard the jug jingle, which is awesome. So that means it's most likely going to come back. And we saw monkey bombs. Then we also saw another room that looked similar to the transit power room. It didn't look exactly like it, but it looked really similar to it. So I'll leave that up to you guys, what you guys think it is. I think it also looks like the buried spawn room, so it could be that, but I think it's the transit power room, or it could be an entirely new map. Another thing we saw, this is a leak, we saw that Jug is definitely coming back because of the teaser, and then there have been multiple leaks of other perks such as Speed Cola, all the original perks that are also going to come back, along with a new perk which is called Elemental Matter or something like that. It's the completely new perk. I don't know what it does. It's just a leak that I saw. Also, the guy who voices Richtofen, he has a TikTok account, and he confirmed that Richtofen will not be in Call of Duty Cold War. At least he won't be voicing it, but he probably won't be in it anyways if he's not voicing it. That wouldn't make sense. Why would they take the original actor that has been voicing for over 10 years, the one that we all know and love, so he's not coming back to Cold War. So that sucks. So that also means that we are going to have basically a completely new crew. We've seen some photos that give us a little glimpse of what they're like, but we don't know much about it yet. Also, one more thing that we learned is that this storyline, whether this is a new storyline or a spin-off of Ether, it has many, many ties to the Soviets, which makes sense for a Cold War game, but it has many, many ties to the Soviets. In the Pawn Takes Pawn Easter eggs, there's been many things about Poland and stuff going on in the former Soviet Union, now just Eastern Europe and Southeastern Europe. So that's another thing, and now we're going to move on to my theories, and this is what I think will actually be happening. So first, I'm going to talk about what I think the storyline could be. So I think that the storyline I think that we're going to have two different storylines, somewhat related, sort of like how we had stuff in BO4, but not really, because like that, you know what I mean? Like two different storylines, not just one storyline. I think they're both going to be Ether related, but I don't think they're going to have any characters that we know, like Richtofen, like Primus, Ultimus, Victus, those people. For one of the storylines, I think it could be sort of a backstory of our Primus and Ultimus, or maybe even our Victus characters, because I think that kind of fills in some gaps, and that would be very helpful for the storyline to have a background, maybe how they were raised, what happened to them, because we haven't seen anything of that. They just kind of appeared at Shinonuma, and boom, that's where the storyline starts. Another theory of mine is that it could be sort of a spin-off with completely new characters, not related to any of the characters we've seen before, but still in the same universe. And I think it could just be filling in some of the gaps, like some things that we know happened, but like how did they happen, you know? Like how did this happen, how did that happen, stuff like that. And that's what I think could happen with the storyline. Another thing I think could happen is, this isn't about storyline anymore, this is about the characters. In one of the Pawn Takes Pawn Easter egg pictures, which there's like hundreds now, it's insane, there was a guy who had sort of big rounded glasses on. You could always see the back of his head, but it looked like he had big rounded glasses on. And he looked a lot like one of our campaign characters that we saw. I forget his name, but he looked a lot like him, like the campaign character, so I think it could be him, but it also might not be. Another thing with the characters is that we did see some little red, almost like flashbacks, but they weren't flashbacks. I think they were just part of the teaser. In the original multiplayer reveal teaser, we saw that, and there was one that looked a lot like Weaver from the Black Ops 1 campaign. You know, the guy who had his eye gouged out and stuff. Which it could be him, it might not be. Who really knows? Now on to what I think the maps could be and what the gameplay could be like. So we have had a leak. I do not remember where I saw this leak. It was on one YouTuber's stream that I saw it. I never got to see it again, but it did say that the leak said that the perk machines could most likely will not be what we've seen before, that they could be very similar to the perk machine style that we saw in World War II Zombies. You know, kind of like a box that's all generic with like a little symbol on the top. So that's what they could be like. I'm really not sure. Another thing with the gameplay that I think could happen is, I think, there's been no leaks about this that I know of, but I am pretty sure double pack is going to come back. I think it's going to be more like BO3 double pack, not like BO4, because that was just a complete disaster, having to spend 15,000 points just to get a good weapon. I think it's going to be like double 3 pack, where you pack it once to get full damage, then you pack it again to get an ability such as Dead Wire, I don't know, Thunder Wall, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Maps. So we saw Nocturne Totem in the teaser. That's pretty much confirmed by now, right? I think that the first map at launch, the free first map at launch is going to be, it's going to have Nocturne Totem inside of it, but I highly doubt it's going to only be Nocturne Totem. I think that it's going to have Nocturne Totem in it, and then it's kind of going to have other stuff around it, sort of like a post-war Noct, like what happened to Noct after everything that happened after the war, after World War II. And then another map that I think is, I think that Transit could be a DLC that comes out at launch, sort of like how the Giant came out in BO3. It was there at launch, but you had to pay for it. Sort of like how Nuketown came out in BO2, it was there at launch, but you had to pay for it. I think it's going to either be a remaster or a reimagine. I think it's going to be more of a reimagine, sort of like Blood of the Dead, Classified, Alpha Omega, Tactical Totem, stuff like that. I think it's going to be more on the style of those. Hopefully they reimagine it a lot better. Don't mess it up. I mean, I guess it's Transit, you can't really mess it up any more than it already is. But I think that it's going to be a DLC, and I hope it's good. I think it really could be one of the best maps if they remaster it right, if they fix Pack Punch, if they fix the bus, if they fix the denizens, the fog, the lava. I could go on and on about this stuff. but I really think that they could do a really good job if they do master transit and if that is what we saw in the teaser. So that's pretty much it for today. If you guys liked this, just leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you guys want more stuff like this, and bye. Also, one more thing. The official trailer is coming out tomorrow at 10 p.m. Pacific, and I believe that is 10 a.m. Pacific, and I believe that's 1 p.m. Eastern. And that's it.